Marie Amélie Louise Hélène was born at the Orleans residence in Twickenham on September 28, 1865. She was the eldest daughter of the Count and Countess of Paris. She was born in the United Kingdom because her family was in exile following the French Revolution. They were only able to return to France in 1871. Fate decreed that Amélie was born in exile and died in exile. In 1884, Duchess Clementine of Saxe-Coburg, Amélie's aunt on her father's side, visited the royal court in Lisbon. During her visit, she vividly described Princess Amélie's wonderful character to Queen Maria Pia of Portugal and showed her a photograph of Amélie. The heir, Prince Carlos, also saw the portrait and was captivated by Amélie. In January 1886, Carlos left Lisbon to meet Princess Amélie at the Chantilly Castle, owned by Duke of Orleans, Amélie's great-uncle. Before they met, they already had something in common, their birth date, September 28th. But let's move on to the jewels. And we shall begin with Queen Amélie's diamond necklace tiara. Queen Amélie likely acquired this stunning collier de chien necklace following her husband's proclamation as King of Portugal in 1889. The Queen adored such choker necklaces, which accentuated her tall stature and slender neck. This particular piece features a geometric design, almost resembling a fence with an X pattern, crafted from silver and gold, and adorned with significant diamonds. It is quite possible that the necklace was fashioned from the stones of a diamond necklace Amélie received as a wedding gift from her mother-in-law, Queen Maria Pia, which echoed the design of the diamond tiara given to her by King Louis I on that same occasion. One of the most recognizable portraits of Queen Amélie showcases her diamond choker necklace with a diamond star tiara and riviere necklaces, which are part of the Portuguese crown jewels. After the fall of the Portuguese monarchy in 1910, the widowed Queen Amélie was able to reclaim all her possessions, including her jewels, left in Lisbon. The Queen still had the opportunity to wear her jewels during her years in exile. In 1951, upon Her Majesty's death, having outlived her childless son, her jewels were divided among her French family members, namely her three sisters, the Duchess of Aosta, the Duchess of Guise, and Infanta Luisa of Spain, as well as her godson, Dom Duarte Pio of Braganza, and some of her numerous nieces, nephews, and close friends. As for her diamond collier de chien, it was inherited by Dom Duarte Pio, the then heir of the head of the royal house of Braganza, as his father was a claimant to the defunct Portuguese throne. It took several decades for the diamond necklace to be seen publicly again. After Dom Duarte's marriage to Dona Isabel de Heredia in 1995, the new Duchess of Braganza began wearing the family jewels that had been stored in a bank vault for many years. Since then, the Duchess of Braganza has worn the diamond collier de chien on several occasions. Additionally, an extra frame was commissioned, allowing this piece to be converted into a tiara. Another tiara in Amélie's collection is known as the diamond tiara. In 1886, French Princess Amelia of Orleans married the heir to the Portuguese throne, Prince Carlos of the Royal House of Braganza. To mark this significant event, the Portuguese royal family commissioned several pieces of jewellery for the new Duchess of Braganza from Leitão and Irmão, one of Portugal's most renowned jewellers, appointed by Emperor Pedro II as the official jeweller of the Brazilian imperial house. The king himself selected the tiara, which his daughter-in-law would affectionately call Le Diadème Dom Louis. It is made of diamonds set in silver and gold, featuring motifs of heraldic lilies and several rows of diamond collets, valued at $10,000. This piece soon became a favorite of Queen Amélie, who wore it during her husband's proclamation as King of Portugal on December 28, 1889. Carlos and Amélie inherited a crown fraught with challenges, political instability, economic crisis, poverty, and the rise of the Republican Party. These turbulent times led to a tremendous family tragedy, the assassination of the king and the royal prince in February 1908. 2 years later, their younger son, King Manuel II, was overthrown, and the royal family went into exile. They quickly left the country, abandoning much of their property, but as I mentioned earlier, the new government returned everything. As the Queen noted, everything came back, not even a small pin was missing. In exile, the Dowager Queen still had several opportunities to wear her Dom Louis diamond tiara. Like the previous tiara, it was inherited by Duarte Pio. To the surprise of many, more than 40 years after Queen Amélie's death, on May 13, 1995, the new Duchess of Braganza, Isabel de Heredia, wore King Louis' diamond tiara atop her elaborate hairstyle for her wedding to the Duke. The diamond tiara, considered the grandest and most symbolic piece in the collection of the Duke and Duchess of Braganza, was chosen by Dona Isabel for her most famous official portraits. We must also mention the Portuguese star tiara. Although it was not made specifically for Queen Amelie, it was passed down to her from her mother-in-law, Maria Pia. This extensive parure consists of a tiara with 9 5-point stars, a necklace, a brooch, 2 shoulder pins, 16 pins for fastening to dresses and hairstyles, a pair of earrings, a bracelet, and a comb, 69 stars in total, adorned with the finest Brazilian diamond set in gold. These pieces were commissioned by Queen Maria Pia from the Portuguese jeweler Estevão de Souza and delivered between 1864 and 1866. The stars on the tiara are set en tremblant, meaning they shimmer slightly when the wearer moves. The diamonds were sourced from pieces already part of the royal treasury. The Queen used many diamonds from a large tiara that her husband inherited from his mother, Queen Maria II, as well as a large diamond from an embellished cane and other stones, most notably the yellow diamond Maria Pia. No published photographs of Queen Maria Pia with the stars exist, but various press reports mention her wearing them, as well as a fantastic 1871 portrait, now part of the Prado Museum collections. In this portrait, the Queen is depicted in a white dress and ermine mantle, with a throne and royal crown behind her, wearing the tiara, earrings, bracelet, and one of the brooches from the set. When King Louis I passed away in 1889, Queen Maria Pia gifted the so-called state jewels to her daughter-in-law, the new Queen of Portugal, Princess Amelia of Orleans. This collection included the star parure. Queen Amelie was frequently portrayed with the tiara and brooches attached to her hair and dresses, often pairing them with diamond riviere necklaces and sapphires from the royal treasury or her diamond fence necklace. However, she was never seen with the necklace, bracelet, or earrings. The Queen's ears were never pierced. During Amelie's tenure as Queen, the star tiara underwent several modifications. Initially, a diamond riviere necklace was added to its base. Secondly, 2 more rows of stars were added between the larger original ones. She was never depicted wearing this enlarged version, as the changes occurred just before the assassination of her husband and elder son in 1908. After the monarchy fell in 1910, the family went into exile, and these jewels, considered state property, remained in Portugal to this day. In the 1950s, the crown jewels were restored, and the star parure was reduced to just the tiara and necklace. In November 2021, the much-anticipated opening of the new Museum of Royal Treasures in the Ajuda Palace in Lisbon took place. The tiara and necklace were displayed along with about 1,000 other pieces of jewelry that once adorned the men and women of the House of Braganza. Which piece of jewelry did you like the most? Share your thoughts in the comments.